Hello and welcome back to part 2 of this Ender IO tutorial. This video will cover the remaining items in the mod, so let's get cracking with that. So we'll start here with the Dimensional Transceiver. These basically act as tesseracts, which is from thermal expansion. So you can label a channel, so I've got one set up here, so we call this test. You can set it to public or private. That determines which section here that the channel will end up in. And these are your controls. So we've got item send, item receive, send and receive, and disabled. And it's the same for power and fluid. We also have some redstone control, just like the other blocks. And note that this block needs some power, or it has a buffer for power, which is used to send energy. So what I've done here, I've set up a little system that will send these items to here, send the power to this machine, which is actually, even though the lever is in an off state and I have active with the signal, it's still sending the power through. I'm not sure if that's a bug, but that's what it's doing. Also, I've got this set up to send water to this tank. So let's activate it and see it in action. So the water's travelling over to there, and the items are travelling over to here. So I've got item send using Ender IO conduits. I've got thermal expansion item ducts and energy conduits. So yeah, quite a nifty block for transporting your items, fluids and power over long distances. I should probably say that yeah, when you put your channel name in here, so we'll call it test again, and depending on which section you've made it, you just click the add channel and then activate channel, and that'll be that. So I'm quickly going to show you a little fun block, which is the powered light. So if you just stick these lights onto a redstone flux conduit, so either thermal expansion or Ender IO, and give it a redstone signal, it will turn the light on. Pretty nifty. So the next block I'll cover is the travel anchor. So all you got to do with this one is place 2 down in the world. So I have one over there and I have one here. Stand on it, face your target destination. You'll see the texture there through the wall, and it will glow orange when you're looking at it, and then just hit the spacebar to jump. I'm out of range. I'll get a bit closer here, and there we go. It'll teleport you straight over. That feature will only work up to 48 blocks. He's also added the Staff of Travelling, which is a unique item for getting around. So if you have this equipped in your hotbar and you look at one of these travel anchors, you can right click and teleport to them. And if you see that one right over there in the distance, we can travel all the way up to there. Now this has a range of, I did have it here, 96 blocks. So yeah, pretty cool. Another cool thing that you can do with this wand, or Staff of Travelling rather, is if you hold shift and right click, it will teleport you through some walls. And the wall depth is up to 6, so 6 blocks you can teleport through. So now we move on to the Ender IO. If we place that down into the world near any interactable item, so here we have some chests. You can also use this with some machines. So if I copy this here and quickly demonstrate, if we place it here, so get your Staff of Travelling. The as soon as you equip the star for travelling, the texture will pop up. So as long as you're within render distance of this, you can right click it and it will project an image on your screen of that location, and you can hold down the left mouse button to spin the camera and right click on a chest or an inventory to interact with it. So that is a very unique feature. So we see, we'll do it with the machine as well. So we can interact with this alloy furnace just by right clicking it. Ah, maybe not. What about this sag mill? Oh, there we go. Now with the energy conduits, that's where we're going to start. We have three tiers. We have tier 1, which will hold 1280 redstone flux per tick, or 128 megajoules per tick. Second tier, which will hold 5120 redstone flux per tick, or 512 megajoules per tick. And the final tier, which holds 20,480 redstone flux per tick, or 2048 megajoules per tick. With the fluid pipes, we have the tier 1 fluid conduit and the pressurized fluid conduit, which I'll show you in a second. We also have item conduits as tier 1 and empowered item conduits, tier 2. The redstone conduits, tier 1, and insulated redstone conduits, tier 2, and the ME conduits, which are EnderIO's version of the ME cables from Applied Energistics. We also have conduit switches, which act as a direct switch to any attached redstone conduit, be it this type, tier 1, or the insulated version. And with them, you just right click on the squares here and it will turn the redstone signal on and off. So let me show you what you can do with these. So if we get our conduit here, now this works with all three tiers. If you connect it to a valid inventory, you'll have this connection, and you can right click with an empty hand or a wrench on the plate and you'll get this GUI, which will give you redstone control, ability to change the modes, and with the redstone control you can also set it with a signal colour. So here if we say active with signal but a green signal. Now that means, if I just extend that quickly and grab a insulated redstone conduit, which is the tier 2 version. Now this only works with the tier 2 version, won't work with the standard conduit. And if we right click and place it onto there, it will automatically bundle up, which is a cool feature of EnderIO. And you can see now we have a colour band on this redstone conduit. If we right click that band, we can change it to green. I think we set it to green. Yep. So now this input, or sorry, this power conduit will only insert its energy when it receives a green redstone signal. So that's how you mess around with that. Now, as you can see here, we have a bundle of cables, so there's two on this network now, contained in the same block. And if you open any GUI on this network, you will have tabs here, so you can easily get to the control that you want to adjust. Let's add on to this network bundle with some item conduits. So we'll start with the normal conduit, and we can add it to the bundle there and stick it onto the chest as well. Now if we look into this, we have our mode select for the item conduit, so extract, insert, disabled, and insert and output. Now in this mode you can have two filters for your insertion and for your extraction. We have redstone control and again the signal colour, not quite sure on the self feed, so I'm not going to go into that. I'm sure it's documented somewhere. We have whitelist, so for instance if we have an extraction filter there, now this pipe will only extract blocks of iron from this chest, regardless of what's in there, if it's on a whitelist. Or conversely, if it's on a blacklist, it will ignore any blocks of iron and only pull out other items. We also have metadata control, so that will be used for item numbers or item IDs. And we have a channel selection here. Now the channel selection and the signal color are completely different things. So we have green channel here, and that's denoted by this arrow, which is green. So if we change that to brown, the arrow will go brown, but only for the input. So we can stipulate on this bundle, and if we select the item tab here and set that to extract, set it to always extract, and set it to brown, so that channel is only linked to this chest. So if we add another chest here with the same kind of filter, so if we say insert blocks of iron brown, but we had another chest here with an item conduit that also was set to insert, as long as it's and iron, this output will only insert into the brown input and never into the green. So you'll have to, well, there's a good way to set up a nice compact system, transporting the similar items and keeping a stock of similar items in different inventories. Now let's take a look at the empowered. This gives you a couple more options. So here we have all dictionary, so you can keep stock of different types of copper using this control. We have a bigger filter input, and we also have MBT data, which is I'm not quite sure what MBT is. So yeah, that's the additional features of the empowered item conduit. So we'll move on to the, I think we've done, we'll move on to the fluid conduits. So the tier 1, got a little setup here. If we connect that and then tell this to extract, always extract, and get ourselves a bucket of water, you'll see that the water will come out of this tank. The pipe gets coloured to blue because it's water, which will stop it from connecting to another pipe. If you wish it to connect to another pipe, just wrench the face of that pipe and it will connect. But now that's finished its job, you'll see there's a pool of water left in this pipe. That's because the water isn't pressurised, so it can't travel up a hill. So the physics are exact in this case. So in order to move it up, we need to get ourselves a pressurised fluid conduit. And now we'll see, if we change the extract mode, always active, it will shift all the water and clear the pipe. So that's both of the fluid conduits. So now I'm going to talk about the Yeta Wrench. Now you can use this wrench to interact with all your pipes, all the flavours of pipes. So that means you can hit the arrow, change the input output directly. If you want to get that back on, you need to hit that face. That's the same with any pipe. And you can right click the plates with the wrench as well. But the best feature is to see individual pipes. So if you look at the bottom left, we have icons for all the pipes. If you hold the shift and use your wheel mouse, we can select just energy conduits there, or redstone conduits, item conduits, fluid conduits, and the ME conduit. This is handy if you want to remove a certain conduit from the network. So if I set to power, you can see it's behind all these other pipes. So to remove it would be quite a pain. But if you set these to invisible, we can right click to get rid of the power pipes. Shift right click. And you can do that with all the pipes. Also, you can set it to all and do that as well. If you look directly at the pipe you wish to remove and hold shift and right click, it will remove it from that bundle. Another cool feature with the Yeta Wrench is you can see through your conduit facades. So here I've got a little network set up to output ferrous ingots, shiny ingots and circuit boards, which I'll show in a second. Oh look, you can also see through if you have some conduits in your hand. But I'll just show you quickly. I made some facades earlier. So you just place these directly onto your pipes. So if I select my wrench, we can see the network here. What I've set up is an input chest here, which will pull items out. And this will only pull items out when it receives a green redstone signal. We have two pulverizers, one pulverizing redstone and the other pulverizing gold ore. Got a redstone furnace which will smelt the pulverized dust into gold ingots. Induction smelter which will take the ferrous ore and the cinnabar, which is made from pulverizing redstone blocks, redstone ore. The redstone and gold ingots will land in this chest, get pulled out and cooked into circuits, and the end results will end up in this chest, all in one neat little system. So quickly demonstrate that. Some redstone in there, some ferrous, and what else did I say? Gold. So note that nothing's getting pulled out just yet. If we hit this lever, items will get pulled and go to their corresponding places. So we have the redstone making cinnabar with 25% chance, which will get us the shiny ingots. Will get stored in there, and then circuit boards, and then the end result. So that's Ender.io. Pretty useful mod. I use it all the time with all my builds pretty much, just because the functionality of containing all your pipes and power into one block. So I hope there's been something here that's useful, and I'll see you again in the next video.